Hello, space friends! Welcome to another episode of Voices New Eden, where we bring you the stories of pilots shaping the ever expanding universe of EVE Online. Today, we're taking a look at EVE through the eyes of someone who's only just begun their journey. Starfall, a fresh faced pilot who just has a couple months under his belt, took the leap into New Eden after a friend showed him the ropes. What was it like stepping into our world for the first time in 2024? What challenges did he face? And what surprised him the most? If you've ever wondered what it's like to start EVE Online today, this is the interview for you. So buckle up, space friends. It's time to hear a new perspective on the oldest living sandbox in gaming.
Yeah, my name is Starfall. I'm a somewhat new player to EVE Online. I've been playing for almost 2 months now, and just tried getting into everything, I guess. I don't know. So awkward. Oh. I got into EVE Online after watching one of my friends sort of show it off. He was talking about sort of how hard it was actually. He was showing me a lot of the different huge sort of alliance fights and how much was lost, how much like building like big structures that could be destroyed by other players can cost, and like just all the sort of amazing things that can happen in the game that I suppose can also be quite devastating if it happens as well. I just thought like all the ships, all the different combat, how people can work together and stuff just seemed great and wanted to get into it. I suppose I didn't really have any expectations. I did. I suppose I could have expected a slightly more guided game, but even though it's not got as much of a sort of guide to follow into how to get into it, I still think it is an amazing game, and there's plenty to do. And honestly, after playing it now, I think it's somewhat better that it's not guided and it just gives you freedom to go off and do whatever you want whenever. As a new player, it could definitely be hard to get into if you haven't got someone to sort of like help you along. But since the communities are such a big thing of the game, I think it's quite easy to get involved with more experienced players, and the communities are very like nice and welcoming, so it's quite easy to get questions answered and get some guidance in the game. So I think really the new player experience is quite good. I suppose there's a few things. I know with after watching someone else get into the game recently, that with the introduction especially, I think it was like the security career agents. They give you like e-war modules to try out, but all you do is run up to a ship and activate it, and then the mission's complete. And it's like it doesn't actually remotely teach you what the module does or how to sort of play around it or anything. Yeah, and then especially with the I think it's Soldier of Fortune tree in the Air Career program, there's just some things that you really would never do as a starting sort of capsuleer, like the amount of jewels that you have to do to get like the rewards from that. I mean, I haven't sort of actively been a part of a good few of them, but like I suppose in general, there's the whole NPSI group sort of thing, where it's all those alliances and corporations coming together, holding different events, a lot of them which are new player friendly and help really get new players to experience different content in the game without sort of having to really struggle to get into groups or find their own way through everything. I suppose just getting involved with different groups within MPSI, well, the one corporation that I joined, I guess, when I first started, there are a few people there that helped out, but I suppose really it's just groups within MPSI that I've been involved with. Overall, the community of the game seems to be pretty friendly, other than fraternity. Oh my gosh. Fraternity have like ganked me like 3 times when I was doing like really casual stuff. So first of all, I was just exploring the world, like going through systems, and they blew me out of the sky in my ibis, um, which is kind of sad, I guess. Not carrying anything. I also quickly popped out into low sec to do some mining because of the air career program. I needed to get some kernite. I had literally just cleared out the rats in the belt, and then I got jumped by a strategic cruiser which pointed me and sinoed in like 3 Black Ops battleships. And the other time I had got my very first sort of like expensive pirate ship and was running a combat site in low sec, got jumped by 4 people, and lost my ship that was worth almost 1 billion. It's definitely got to be like my when I first started getting into like doing combat sites in general. Well, not when I first got into it, but like more recently, I suppose. And I just open the loot at the end, and just there's 1.2 billion sat, well 1.7 I guess, sat in there, and then using that money to be able to buy that Casriel that just looks so amazing, like the animations on like the vents on the back of it and stuff. Such a pretty ship, and it's so nice to fly. I want to get more involved in incursions for one. I've tried it out once doing, well, being in a praxis, but since it's just a sort of start ship, most things die by the time you can start firing on them. So I want to train into like being able to use like a Mega or a Vindy and really get into incursions where there's like big group of people sort of working together. And then I suppose I want to get better at doing abyssals and being able to run higher tiers and stuff as well. Want to go into a stealth bomber and just blow up fraternity all day. You have no idea how much it would make me happy to just delve up and drop bombs on frat players all day. I am most definitely going to skill into a stealth bomber. I am currently working on training into assault frigates and tier 5 Caldari frigate. And as soon as I have got into a decent like point with assault frigates for running Abyss, I will be skilling into covert ops for bombers. Things for other new players is sort of don't be discouraged if you can't make too much money at the beginning of the game for like even for like the first, I suppose, could be couple of months. Obviously depending on what you're doing, the rate at which you start sort of earning goes up at different rates. And there's plenty you can do even if you don't have too much ISK anyway. People are always there to like try and help you and give you better understandings of how you could improve or invite you to different things so that you can, like, even enjoy content even if you've only got a few million just to fit out a frigate or something.
And there you have it, Starfall's first steps into New Eden. His experience is a reminder that no matter where you start, New Eden is always waiting, and every new pilot brings their own story and content into the game. Before we wrap up, if you've been enjoying these interviews, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to help Voices of New Eden reach more players. And if you're the kind of capsuleer who prefers to listen on the go, keep an eye out for our audio-only podcast versions, perfect for the long warps, commutes, or those quiet moments between fleet fights. More voices, more stories, and more of what makes EVE Online special. Coming soon. Until next time, I'm Kshal Aideron, and this is Voices of New Eden.